Hello, how you doing? Mike Bradley. Hope you're doing well as always. Now it's Wednesday, so I thought I'd do another Q&A Wednesday as I haven't done one for a couple of weeks. But before I get started with that, I just wanted to say a few things first. Some of you may or may not know I have a website and it's got more information about myself. I'll be adding more stuff on there very soon actually. I need to update it a bit, but more importantly I've got some lessons on there which you cannot find on YouTube whatsoever, and you'll never be able to find on YouTube. And I've had some lovely feedback from people who have purchased some lessons on there, and I'm very thankful for doing so because it helps keep things running. I'm able to keep doing the YouTube videos comfortably and whatnot, you know, so well, I say comfortably, but it's a big help. So do check out the lessons on my website, and if you'd like to get one, please get one. I'm very grateful, and hopefully it helps you in your learning career as a guitar player. And also I'm all over the social media stuff. I want to try and build up my social media even more because I'm recording my EP, literally. Well, I'm going back in on Friday doing the vocals. So basically the bass is done, the drums are all done, the guitars now all done. I'm pretty certain all the guitars are done now. So we need to put down some keys and then do the vocal stuff. So I'm going in Friday to start that. I'm really worried though because I'm sure I can feel a cold coming on. I'm in that kind of like mood at the moment, and I keep thinking, I think a lot of it's mind over matter. Like I keep thinking I can feel something there, and you know I need to do about 6 hours of singing. So I really hope I'm not getting a cold, you know. So but yes, so please head over to Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. I don't really do Twitter as much, but specifically Facebook and Instagram, if you have them, please do go and give me a little follow and a like, because then you can keep up to date. And yeah, I'm really excited about releasing this EP, and I'm going to be throwing so many things your way about it very soon. So little snippets here and there and stuff like that, and I've recorded bits in the studio and things like that. But yes, so check out my website, and also the social media links will be in the description box below. Anyway, and yes, I'm going to play a bit Les Paul today because I went to the South London guitar show yesterday, and watching Phil Harris play his kind of greeny, Peter Green inspired Les Paul, and for a Lazy J amp, I'm inspired to start playing my Les Paul even more. Anyway, first question of today's Q&A. The Real Robert asks, and that's obviously not get confused with the fake Robert. I want an amp that can do anything from good clean tones to some heavy metal tones. I like valve amps, and I also want it to be 15 watts. Any suggestions? So you want what we all want. An amp that can cover great clean sounds and do some heavy rock, well, you said metal tones. But you want it 15 watts. Now the problem you're going to run into there is headroom. So with a good clean channel where we can kind of turn it up and whatnot, we want that headroom there, and that's where the kind of wattage kind of comes into it here. Now, I would recommend a Marshall of some description. The Marshall, I've got a Marshall JCM 2000, the DSL 100. Is it 100 watt or 50 watt? I think it's it's the 100 watt DSL 100, and I've got a video talking about it from a year or so ago, and that's got quite a nice clean channel, and it does the heavy rock stuff very well as well. But that's 50 watts and you're after 15 watts. So you might struggle a little bit. I think the new DSL series, I got, I think, a 30 watt and a 40 watt and a 20 watt. I mean, to be honest, there's not going to be a huge difference between 15 watts and 30 watts. It's not like double the volume. It's quite a bit of a miscommunication there of a lot of people. I think no, like 50 watts to 100 watt, it's not twice as loud. It's not about that at all. So I would say head down, as always, as I say, head down to your local store and try some out. But yeah, check out the DSL range on the Marshall amplifiers. Siam Checks asks, hey Mike, I've got a question. Well, two questions really. Greedy. I've been playing for 2 years now, and I know one handful of songs. I find it really hard to stick with learning songs. First I thought it was because I didn't have a band, but after getting some people together I still struggled learning songs. Not as in not being able to play it, but literally sticking to it mentally. My second question would be, I'm a big fan of John Mayer and Eric Clapton. The thing I really like is how they both tend to play solos that really sounds like someone would be singing. Talking about the newer stuff of Clapton, but I like his Cream stuff too. I've been working on transcribing the songs and working out what they're doing, but I figured that wouldn't really help me. I feel like it's more about transferring what I hear onto my guitar. So my question would be, can you kick me to the right direction? How would you achieve this level of playing? One thing that helped me was learning to hum what they sing and then figuring out question or answers related to that melody. Right buddy, so about learning songs. So at first when I started reading it, I thought you were finding it hard to work stuff out. If that is the case as well, do check out my lesson from last Wednesday, where I was talking about ear training and some little tips for that. And in that video I talked about that I had to learn 60 songs in a week, and I don't do cheat sheets. I try not to. I've only done it once when I did a Stevie Wonder tribute band a couple of months ago, and that was a lot of guitar parts and I had to have some sheets there. It was so much to learn. But yes, all intents and purposes, I try not to have cheat sheets there, and I go from memory. So things what can help you is just literally going over and over the song, but also listening to the song, because if you can hum the melody, which is kind of answering your second question as well, if you can hum the melody of the song or have that song in your head, that's half the battle won, you know. So, I don't know why I've got Free Falling from Tom Petty in my head, I have no idea, but because I'm free, free falling, I have no idea the chords to that song. I'm going to assume it's E, because I'm free, there we go. Whatever's free falling. Now I've never played that song before, but I know the song, you know. So you know, I always keep saying I do apologise. So with that, I know the song, I've got the melody in my head of it. So just, yeah, learn the song, learn the chords and the whatever lead stuff's there you want to do. And then, really listen to the song, have it on in the car, if you're playing, or if you're walking about in town, put it on your iPad or something like that. iPod. I was going to say Walkman, but that's really old school. But, just listen to it, and then you'll be surprised, like, it gets in there. And then, of course, you want to start knowing those chord shapes, so just keep, playing it. So it might be because you're not playing it enough, mate. And then the more you do it, the more your brain can remember, I mean, I'm kind of weird, like I can remember things way back, not necessarily songs, like childhood memories and things like that I can remember, but I'll struggle remembering some things from last week, but with songs, yeah, they can stay in there quite well, but once I don't need them anymore, it's like it's put in the trash in my brain and it's deleted, like the Stevie Wonder stuff I was talking about, gone, completely forgotten them, the 60 songs I do last week, I could do some of them, but some of them have been deleted now, so yeah, I can learn things really quick, but then if I don't need them anymore, they're out of my brain, And the answer to your second question about kind of being lyrically like Eric Clapton and John Mayer, you kind of said it though, really, about singing and or humming a melody line and putting that on the guitar. Got a really squeaky chair. But as guitar players, we rely on shapes a lot and things like that. And if you're a singer, there's no shapes to think about there. It's da 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 da, and they're just bouncing all over the place. They're not thinking, linear. They're so one thing actually saying that is think of the notes in the chord, so arpeggio playing, but not necessarily sweeping or something. If you're in A, now the notes in A are A, C sharp, and E. So if I've got this A happening, so there, I've got a B, C sharp, E, G sharp, then go into a B, and then resolve into that A. So that there, if I put my little finger on the A, so I'm on the 7th, 6th, 5th and 4th frets on the 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st strings. That is a G, sorry, an A, so I told you I feel weird today. That is an A major 7 chord. So you can kind of be a bit lyrical with that. So I'm just seeing the notes in the chord, so there I've made it in a major 7, but you kind of go that way, you know, even just... So I'm just going down A major chord. A, C sharp and E, going to the 7th fret. You can make it bluesy or something like that. So say you've got an A chord, to a D chord, alright? So if we've got A, so there, I just literally went down our kind of open chord, of a D chord. So A, got the notes in a D chord, a D, A and F sharp. So I'm literally playing A, D and F sharp, A again, then went to G, and then back to the F sharp to D. So I'm playing the notes from that chord and it gives it more of a melodic kind of feel to it. There's a D there. I could even do what I was saying about. So I'm just seeing the chords, seeing the notes in the chords, and kind of thinking like that, as opposed to, you know, scale stuff or being linear. You know, when you're playing scales, you're literally going down it. You know. But this way, in a major key, I'm thinking a bit more melodically, so hopefully that helps. Sanche Wada asks, hopefully I pronounced your name right, mate. Hey Mike, what advice would you give to someone to get more gigs? Depends on the gigs you're after, my friend. Is it original bands? Is it a cover band or something like that? If it's original band, you know, again, also where are you based, but if it's original bands, there's many, you know, music venues what put on original music, you know, so a lot of times they want some form of a demo or something like that, something, an audio reference to your band, so try and have some songs so you can send to local venues that you want to play at. If it's a cover band, you know, there's many pubs looking for you know, cover bands and that. Don't sell yourself too cheap. This audacity, people think that, you know, music should be free or something like that, or you're doing them a favour if you play in their band, even though you're sorry, in their bar, even though you're bringing people in or keeping them there, entertaining them, and they're putting money in the till, in beer money and whatnot, you know. So both ways you're going to need some kind of demo, you know, some music recorded so you can send out to people. In my old original band, when I was you know, in my late teens into my early 20s, in that band called Biff Tech, we were playing all over the place nearly every week. So one week we'll be playing, you know, a local pub, and then the other week we'll be doing the Shepherd Bush Empire, you know, and that was how we built our following. And we used to take coaches, sometimes two coaches, full of people to our London gigs, and we'd just completely pack and ram out of the place, you know. And that was just literally, you know, doing everything from the ground up. So if you've got to start on the pub stuff, you know, start there, and then start looking into clubs, you know, music clubs. But yeah, get some music recorded and send them out to the local venues, mate. JP Walker 99 asks, as someone who's been playing for 3 months that wants to play in a band, should I get an acoustic or electric lessons? Both really. I mean, you're right, they're two very different things. I mean, when I think of acoustic, you know, Tommy Manuel fingerstyle type of stuff. But if you're saying you want to be in a band, you know, a lot of times you'll be songwriting, and that's, you know, chordal strumming stuff, you know, so get electric. I would say, yeah, go for guitar lessons, but if your guitar tutor is good enough, he should be able to show you, you know, things on both an electric guitar and acoustic guitar. If he can't do that, get another guitar tutor, because I do stuff acoustic. I don't do classical lessons, far from that, but I do acoustic stuff, I do electric stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, if you had to pigeonhole it, say electric, but then you can still do acoustic stuff on there. So, both! Psychoactive Maulin asks, hey Mike, I have a question about picking style for you. Would you consider it good practice to hover your hand over the strings while maintaining exclusive contact with the pick to the strings without resting your arm on the body or bridge? SRV, for example, sometimes played past the pickups on the neck for a different sound while still maintaining the rhythm and speed. I've also noticed Jimi Hendrix would play without resting his arm on the guitar, probably to avoid accidentally changing the pickup controls of a right-handed upside down Strat. I've noticed you personally prefer to rest your hand above the bridge, and it's definitely a lot easier to play that way. Do you think there's any benefit to practicing with hand and arm independence? Simple truth, mate, whatever works for you. So yes, you might be able to see, I don't know if you can see it here, there's a little wear spot, and a lot of my guitars have this wear spot where my right hand is kind of resting on the body of the guitar. And I like that, you know, they're kind of hovering over, so it's a bit messy doing that, which is a lot messy. So the reason I do that, because when you go down, I'm resting on the strings and they're muted out. So if I'm playing at high volumes with a lot of gain, or even cleanly, you know, this is a very resonant instrument. So if I'm hovering over here, well, they're going to be ringing out, you know, personally for me. Now, yeah, Hendrix, he kind of floated more over, but like you said, because he played a right-handed Strat most of the time, you know, so his controls are up here. Well, it would be like that for him, wouldn't it? But so yeah, he kind of had to kind of go over. Actually, I've got a left-handed guitar over there. One second. You know. So I'm not going to plug this in, but this is a left-handed SG. Hello, Louis, if you're watching. It's my pupil's guitar. So if obviously I'm playing it upside down, and so if I'm here, I'm on the control. So it's kind of hard for me to do my regular kind of resting thing. So I kind of got to. So I'm kind of resting more there, and then my fingers are on the body of the guitar. So it's not actually as uncomfortable as I thought it would be. It's not too bad really. So yeah, but whatever works for you. But you definitely want it to be ideally mainly coming from the wrist when you're picking. That's very, very important, I think, because if it's too much arm, it's hard, you know, you're going to tense up, you're going to knock yourself out, you can potentially hurt yourself as well. And about being in different areas, yeah, I mean, because it's different sounds. You know, if I'm playing a Telecaster, I'm usually a lot more further back. I just like the sound of a telly by playing further back there. You know, if I'm Eric Johnson does that. Oh, I think is it Kodo? Basically, he picks 12 frets higher than where he is. So my amp's not mic'd up; it's just a camera mic. But certain different sound by doing that. I don't think it's coming over the mic, but so where your hand is going to sound different. That's on the neck pickup. If I'm on the bridge, for about, now that sounds like a little bit of a wah. So on the neck itself, like around the 20th fret, it's got a wow wow kind of sounds. See what I mean? And a lovely reverb from the new neighbour immerse pedal, which I will be doing a review on soon. Yeah, so where you pick is very important. But yeah, picking, try as much as you can from the wrist. If it helps you rest on the body, do. If it helps you kind of anchoring down there, do. Whatever works for you, you know, as long as it doesn't hold you back in playing what you hear in your head. So hopefully that helps, mate. And the last question today is from Kev Williams, and he asks, hey Mike, you pull a lot of faces when you play guitar. How much is it intentional and how much does it affect the way you play? I play differently standing up or wearing a hat. I have no idea what you're going about at the end there, but yeah, my guitar faces, no, it is not intentionally at all. A lot of times I don't know I'm doing it. Again, kind of being nostalgic and thinking back, I remember the Biff Tech years, and I'd have friends come along and they'd be like, oh, the sex faces, they'll call it, you know. So no, it's not intentional. Though I am aware, like if I'm really concentrating on a part, like especially if I'm in the studio and I'm recording something, or you know, obviously recording something if I'm in the studio, but when I'm playing that and I really wanna, I'm concentrating on getting it, you know, bang on in time, playing with feel and everything like that. No, that's when I can at times feel the faces, so to speak, come out, you know. So a lot of times, yeah, it's a feel thing. When I'm really kind of in the zone and playing, you know. Like I say, I'm not really feeling 100% today, so if I just start playing now, I want to start thinking about trying to do a face or something like that, and then it won't happen, you know. So if you do see me on YouTube making a face, that's because I'm in that zone. I'm feeling it, you know. Not to say I don't feel it when I'm not pulling a face, but yeah, a lot of times, like if I'm really, you know, just like if you hear a good song, you're like, yeah, man, you know, like you feel it a lot more. To answer your question, mate, no, it is certainly not intentional, but I guess as well from watching Richie Sambora so much when I was a kid, that might have subliminally gone in my little brain. Who knows, but I think it helps. I think if you think of all the great guitar players, they've all got some kind of face pull. Jimi Hendrix was all that. Stevie Ray Vaughan was like, yeah, die, you know, when he was playing. So yeah, I can't help it. It comes out, and yeah, the face. So we're going to do. There you have it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that and you got some cool information from that. If you'd like to submit a question to me, either put a comment in the section box below and I'll see it, or head over to Facebook like I was mentioning and drop me a message there. I've got quite a few questions kind of backed up now, so but I will get to you. So I've had a few people saying, oh, have you forgotten about my question from like a couple months ago? I'm so sorry, there's just a lot to get through, but I will get to you. So hope you're really, really well, and you're not going to get this cold if you're in the UK, and I hope I don't get this cold. Please God, for the love of God, don't let me get this cold, and I will see you very soon. Hope you're really well, and every Wednesday and Friday is a new video. Hopefully there'll be a video up Friday as well and I'm not dying. Take care, Mike Brady signing out.